We're live. Hello, runners. Don't forget, I have a YouTube channel, Destination Training. So go to that one. I park all the videos there. And I also have where I stream to a Facebook page, Destination Training. So it's the same name, so don't get it screwed up. So we're going to get going here. You're going to be a little bit upset with the information that I have to give to you. So I'll have to put on my safety glasses if I can find them, but if not, we're going to give it a shot. Okay, the main question is, did you top off all of your fluids? What the heck does that mean? Well, when you go to Jiffy Lube, they top off the fluids, the transmission, the oil, the brake, for the brakes and so forth. They top them all off. But do you? I'm going to probably guess that you didn't get a blood panel or a blood test to know where you are in terms of macro, micronutrients, if you need any vitamins, anything like that. Shame on you. A race is going to be tomorrow, races on Saturday and Sunday, and they're going to be next week. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Okay, I don't, you're a runner. You're not just casually sitting on the bench in the park drinking your Dasani water that has no electrolytes in it and watching the people go by. So let's get serious. You have to train. You have to do the right thing. Now, I've been looking at a few people in the chemistry and nutrient department. Rob Wolf is one I've been researching with, and he talks about things that I think are very important, and it's electrolytes. So if you look at water versus electrolytes, what are electrolytes? It's not water. You can't drink water all week before your race and expect to do well in the race, especially for a marathon. You have to start drinking electrolytes so it gets into your system. What is an electrolyte? Electrolyte has salt in it. You have sodium, magnesium, okay, and potassium. You have a few other ones. So there's sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and potassium chloride. What do? They're an ionic compound, not to get into chemistry, but I'm a retired chemistry teacher. They ionize real quickly in your system. So ionized means that they're giving you electricity across your nerve to your muscle so you can activate everything that you're eating in terms of carbs and proteins. That's the electricity part. If you're low on electrolytes, you're going to feel dizzy after you run. You're going to feel dizzy sometimes when you get off your sofa. So you need electrolytes. Sodium, magnesium, and potassium in water. Okay, the electrolytes are like a shuffler, card shuffler that's shuffling to the kidney. Here's one for the heart. Here's one for the liver. Here's one for your muscles. Here's one for the nerve. If you don't have the adequate amount of electrolytes, based on Rob Wolf was talking about, and based on things that I've researched, then it's going to be like this. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. You're going to be dizzy. You're not going to be able to get everything together. So all these people say, I got to carb up before the race and all that. If you carb up and you don't have electrolytes, waste of time. The other thing, I'm not crazy about just saying carb up. It depends on the carbs that you're using. Okay, there's complex carbohydrates. There's different carbohydrates in food. We'll go over that next week. So you have to watch what you carb up on. Pasta, beans, this, that. We're going to go over that. I don't think they're the best thing to do. The best thing right now to start is using electrolytes in a water base or electrolytes are pre-made for you in a solution. Now, the one I use is Slayer RX Diesel. Why do I use that? Because with my gastric bypass, I cannot eat and drink at the same time when I'm cycling. So this one here has all the electrolytes in it. It also has energy, food in it, carbohydrates So I get both while I'm cycling. So if you're running a marathon, I suggest you try this because it works very well for me. I don't lack any energy problems. I don't have any electrolyte problems, no bonking, no pain in my muscles, no aches, no pains. It's great. So you have to concentrate on your electrolytes. So on that, 1 week before the race, drink electrolytes. Don't carb up with different things unless you've had a test, a blood test, and a blood panel to know how your body is absorbing nutrients, macro, micronutrients. Those tests will tell you. So having all those carbs and not paying attention, you could become insulin resistant. Insulin comes in, and all the carbs that you eat, it gets it into the cells and utilizes that so you're not tired. But there's sometimes too much of that and you overwork your kidneys. So I suggest always get a test. I'm not a medical doctor, so always get a test. But electrolytes are very, very important. Don't just drink water, okay? Drink something that has electrolytes in it. There's different ones. I like the Slayer RX. It helps me. I use it not only for electrolyte, but if you're at home, don't just drink water. A week before you race, you need to take electrolytes into your system so you can operate efficiently using that electricity when they ionize and go across your nerve to your muscles so it reacts. You want your muscles to react, and if you don't have electrolytes, that's going to be a problem. So the major macronutrients that we're talking about is fat, protein, and carbs. Where I'm leaning is more towards eating fat the week before or having more fat in your diet. And ladies, I know you buy fat-free dressing, men do, so forth. Fat builds up hormones in your body. I'm not going to go into how it does that. You can Google it, but you're going to need fat, I feel, more than a whole bunch of carbohydrates like potatoes and pasta and so forth. So fat, protein, and carbs. Protein. How am I getting protein into my system? There might be a possibility that due to your absorption rate, you can eat all the meat that you want and you still don't get enough protein in your system. Protein they're the building blocks of your body, in your cell. Your cell breaks it down, the protein and amino acids, and then rebuilds it into building blocks that you need in your body. So you have to take a lot of protein. So I'd say I'm taking 115 grams of protein every day. And if you're running your bejeebies off, double check. You might have to take more than that. If you take carbs and that's all you're doing is carbs and you're not on the protein, waste of time. All right. It's not going to build up the system in your body to metabolize those carbohydrates. So you have to have a balance of all these. It's not a big deal. Electrolytes, you need to take them while you're training the week before. Every so often when you're at home, take a bottle with your favorite electrolytes in it. It could be goo or whatever, or liquid IV, whatever you like. But hydrate with electrolytes. If you're not a runner, then don't worry about it. But I'm talking to runners right now. Now, during a race is another thing, and I'm broadly going over, is you have to hydrate and also put food in your body for a marathon. 5K, 10K, not a big deal. Half marathon, marathon, and ultra. What I do is I rode 31 miles up in Brevard in June. I do the GOO packs. Now, GOO also has a liquid gel. And for me, it helps. I can't, once again, eat and drink at the same time. Now, that's why I take more of this, but I use the gel in case there's a problem. Now, here's a big mistake I see runners do. They take the gel and they don't drink anything. All right? Look at things that dissolve. When you put a gel in your mouth and everything, it's not going to dissolve as fast as when you take electrolyte, after you take the gel, it'll make it dissolve. So these are things. Now, Sunday night, I'm going to talk more about fat, how you should use fat, the different types of fat. There's trans fat, which is bad. That's from the processed fat that you eat in processed food. There's unsaturated fat, which one of them is olive oil, and you get some of it from nuts. And there's saturated fat, which isn't a good fat, which is the fat on your lovely porterhouse or T-bone steak. So I'm going to talk about that. Go to the link tree down there, Dr. Craig. Please look at our races. We're doing charity for raising funds for the charity of Bob's Bicycles. So make sure you click on donate. We really need the money. We donate bikes to children that don't have any bikes. We have a marathon coming up on November 20th. And then we have a marathon coming up on January 8th. And it's a 2-day affair. So check out those events. I have my podcast on there. And Sunday night, I'm going to schedule and we'll get into fat, and how fat can help you.